REGI0N TV.
Welcome to G0VERN0RS Daily News Update, your one-stop channel for everything news and gist happening all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time this video got to you. And if this is your first time of seeing any of our videos, please don't forget to go a step further, like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be one of the first persons to know whenever we drop a new video. Now let's take you straight up to the main news. We will not accept 3% for host community trust fund in the petroleum industry bill, Southern governors. The petroleum industry bill for a very long time has been the bone of contention in the sense that there are so many clauses that usually leads to its non-passage. But just a few days ago, the upper chamber has decided that after rectifying the bill, they are about to pass the petroleum industry bill. But there are some clauses in the petroleum industry bill that has not gone down well with the people of the southern Nigeria. For example, there is a clause in the petroleum industry bill that says as long as petroleum pipeline passes through any community, that community is regarded as an oil producing community. This gives leverage to communities in states like Kaduna, where there is no single oil, but the pipeline passes through the communities there, and they get 30% as against the 3% that is planned in the bill to be given to communities that actually produce this oil. The Southern governors have met in Lagos on Monday, the 5th of July, to say that they reject the 3% that is being planned by the government to be given to host communities that actually produce this oil that is sustaining Nigeria, as well as they have rejected the removal of electronic submission of election results, while also stating that the next president of Nigeria should come from the south. The Southern Governor Forum have rejected the proposed 3% of the oil revenue that is to be allocated to the host communities as prescribed in the petroleum industry bill. In a statement, the forum said that they commend the National Assembly for the progress made in the passage of the PIB, but the forum rejects the proposed 3% and supports 5% share of the oil revenue to the host communities, which was prescribed by the House of Representatives, although the Senate are saying that it is 3% that will be given to host communities, but the House of Representatives said they're going to give 5% share of the oil revenue to the host communities. The forum also said in their statement that they reject the proposed 30% share of profit for the exploration of oil and gas in the basins to northern states. However, they said that they also reject the ownership structure of the proposed Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, as well as the disagreement of the forum that the company be vested in the Federal Ministry of Finance but should be held in trust by the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, since all tiers of government have their stake in the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority. They also went ahead to say that the proposed 30% share of the revenue gotten from the sale of oil to communities in the north which just have oil pipelines passing through them is not good, as many people before now have raised concern about this clause in the petroleum industry bill. How do you explain that a community that has the oil at the back of his house gets 3% of the revenue, whilst a community where the pipeline just passes through gets 30% of the revenue? Another show of nepotism is what some people have said. But the Southern governors are saying this: they stand with the people They totally reject the 3%. It is not going to work. 5% is what they are clamoring for. Whereas there are some other persons who are saying 5% is too small, it should be 10%. Meanwhile, there are some persons who have come out to support the Southern governors, or even before the Southern governors met, some persons have already been clamoring for the fact that 3% is too small, 5% is too small, 10% is what should be given to host communities to help them develop their community. That for too long, oil exploration has degraded the bio-environment of these communities. For too long, these communities have become inhabitable, and the only thing the government can do to at least assist these communities is to ensure that the revenue allocation given to them should be at least up to 10%, so that they can use it to develop their communities. Although there are some others who have different opinions. For example, Shehu Sani, a former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has come out to say that if the Southern governors are opposed to the petroleum industry bill and the Southern legislators failed to vehemently reflect that position in the National Assembly, the law shall be passed smoothly. Objections to the bills, he said, are done in the National Assembly and not meetings or conferences. So Shehu Sani believes that 3% is good enough for any community that produces oil in Nigeria. That if the governors had any opposition, they should have spoken to their legislators to make sure that they stood their ground firmly in the lower and upper chambers. Meanwhile, Godswill Akpabio has also supported the view of Shehu Sani by saying that the petroleum industry bill, should be passed irrespective of what the oil producing communities are getting, or irrespective of what has been prescribed for the oil producing communities, that they should just pass the bill. It's one of those things. They should pass the bill and the community should learn to live with it. They should learn to work with the 3% that has been allocated to them. Now, coming from the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, it is a very unpopular opinion, because one will expect that as a Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio will urge that the 5% should be what will be given to host communities, but rather he is saying that the National Assembly should do everything possible to quickly pass the petroleum industry bills and forget about what other people are saying, that it doesn't matter, 3% is good enough for them. In his words, Senator Akpabio said that it is not the percentage that matters. The bill has been there for over 20 years. I am speaking for the Niger Delta people. Let them not use the issue of percentage to delay the passage. No matter the percentage approved, we will accept it, whether it is 3, 4, or even 5%. If they use it well, we can go back to demand for an increase. Furthermore, he said, let me appeal to my former colleagues in the National Assembly to please pass the PIB bill into law, so that the people of the region will begin to have a new lease of life. Let them not allow the argument on the percentage to delay the passage of the bill. Whatever you agree on, we will accept. At least let us start from somewhere. This is coming from Senator Godswill Akpabio, whose ministry is in charge of the development of the Niger Delta area, and he is saying that 3% is good enough for the region. Well, when one of his media AD posted what he said on their WhatsApp group, members of the group scolded him, and they even told him to please advise Senator Godswill Akpabio that the Southern governors have rejected this issue, and it's a very sensitive issue, and they should be very careful of the things he is saying. Meanwhile, in other news, still on the meeting of the Southern governors in Lagos on the 5th of July 2021, another issue that was raised up was the issue of the electronic transmission of election results. They said that in order to consolidate our democracy and strengthen the electoral process, they have rejected the removal of electronic transmission of election results from the Electoral Act, and they have also rejected the confirmation of exclusive jurisdiction in pre-election matters on the Federal High Court. Now, there was an argument on ground before the meeting of the Southern governors that electronic transmission of result would not be possible because especially in areas in the north that has been ravaged by insecurity, the Boko Haram and all of that, that they don't have good network facilities to transmit electoral results. Rather, electoral results should be transferred manually as it has always been done. But in reference to the Edo 2020 election, results were transferred electronically to INEC, and it made the process seamless and easy. Other elections that have been held in 2020, the results were transmitted electronically, and it was seamless. It was okay. The elections went well, but they are saying some members of the upper chambers are saying that clause should be removed. The results should not be transmitted electronically. Although so many people have said that the reason why they are clamoring for this is so that they will be able to rig the election, because when the result is transmitted, you cannot do anything about it. But when it's going to be transmitted manually, then a lot of things can be done about it. But it also caught our attention that in the meeting held by the Southern governors, 4 governors from the Southeast were unavoidably absent, although some of them said representatives. But the governors of Abia State, Anambra State, Ebonyi State, and Imo State were unavoidably absent from the meetings of the Southern governors. And many have said that the reason for their absence is because they do not agree with the other Southern governors and they support the Buhari's-led administration wholeheartedly and are very content irrespective of what the people from their region think about the present government. Anyway guys, so these are the issues we have for you right now. Please drop your thoughts and your comments in the comment section. The petroleum industry bill, 3%, is it enough for the host communities? And should electoral results be transmitted electronically? Do you support that? Drop your opinion in the comment section. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us till the end of this video. But before we go, we just want to let you know that we're also on Facebook and on Instagram at DJMTV. Also check out our website at www.djmtv.news. There we drop news 247 non-stop. Do not forget that you could also place your advert with us here on DJMTV News, and be rest assured that your business will get to the desired market. Well, so we'll come your way again with another edition of DJMTV Daily News Update. I remain your host, Ofthe. Yeah.
DJ TV.